Ooh. Now that was close, and that is how we're kicking off Send This Sunday this week. That was in Tarifa, known for loads of kites everywhere. Well, it doesn't look that busy, but why do that upwind? I mean, if he'd have hit the windsurfer, oh, look at his face. He knows it. He knows it. That has been online this week, and there's plenty of people been commenting. You get your chance now. You've got 3 words, a maximum of 3 words in the comments below. Give me your thoughts. Kitesurf kook, misjudgment. What do you reckon? Could have ended nasty, that though. It could have ended nasty. And talking about ending nasty, I saw this online this week. Yeah, Takara Ishii, the Japanese Muso, broke his leg. I give him a message saying he was all right. I said, how'd you do it? Expecting some kind of gnarly, twisted goiter or in the wave. Said he just landed a pretty good forward, just a little bit over. Did his foot. He says sometimes just a bad angle. So we wish him a speedy recovery and hopefully get back to what he's doing. Well, okay, we're going to talk about expectation versus reality. Yes, we've done this a few times, and I think it's only fair because a lot of you out there are not going sailing. You know, you're locked up, and I think you've got ideas of when you get back on the water, how it's going to be. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh, you're dreaming of the first day back. Well, that's kind of the expectation. What's the reality? Yeah, it's probably that. How good's that picture? I actually don't know who it is, and I just got sent it via social media. So I'll give a credit to below if you can tell me, but that is just an absolute hell of a picture. I thought there was a few surfers here in Portugal, but that takes the biscuit. In other news, in the last couple of weeks, Cape Town is reopened. Yes. So, well, it's not all good news, actually, because I think if you're coming from Cape Town to other countries, you have to go into quarantine. So if you're already in Cape Town, you're living the dream. One guy's living the dream. Jeff Houtman. Yeah, happy birthday, Jeff. I saw it was his birthday the other day, and I actually saw some pictures. He sort of gambled going out there, which is a pretty big gamble, but now probably living the dream. And I saw some good stuff, mate. Good stuff. I also saw some good stuff from the Lufinator. Yeah, Marco Lufin. That's a classic. Nice, mate. Nice. And I also saw stuff from Michael. Check that. That's another beauty. And by all accounts, Cape Town looks like it's been going off. I've been seeing pictures around the place. Marlene obviously has had some pictures on there, and it looks like they've been scoring. Yeah, slightly jealous. We've had some good conditions here in Portugal, but the wind's kind of been a bit funky, but we've been getting some surfing. But I won't lie, I am a little jealous. And talking of jealous, check out these conditions. Yeah, this is Anton Martin in Guadeloupe. I mean, he is full sending it. Yeah, just massive. Now, he's on that picture. He's on JP Neal Pride, which he's been on for a while, but he has left this year. That's been the news. It's been out a while now, but he's still on the gear. I'm thinking, well, if he's left, he's already got a deal sorted. Why is he not on the gear? Well, maybe his stuff isn't out yet. So then you're like, okay, so who is he going to? Well, my guess would be North Sails. It's got to be, hasn't it? And you're probably thinking, you mean Duotone, Ben? No, I mean North Sails. North Sails, rumour is they're coming back. So it would make sense. He's not on the new gear. It could make sense. If that is the case, what board's he going to be on? We'll have to watch this space. There is another rumour as well. Well, I'd say a rumour. We've got a podcast out this week. I would let you into a little secret first. Not really a secret, but on Wednesday, we've got an interview with one of the most, I would say, famous brand managers around. He was with F2, finished with JP. It is, of course, Martin Bradner. And from what I've heard from Matchek, I haven't heard it yet, but it has got some epic stories in there. There's one about Cowley. They flew him out to, where is it, Hong Kong or somewhere, to sign a new deal. And he got out there. They showed him the deal. He went, no, got up and left. So you've got to listen to that podcast. But I think Matchek asked the question, is there any chance of you coming back? He didn't say no. There is rumours. I love a rumour. Also, if you haven't checked out the Ross Williams podcast, that is on there. Obviously, the Slalom boys have got lots of stories and stuff. And obviously, him and Matchek go way back. There's a funny picture. Yeah, they talk about that incident. If you haven't seen it, definitely check out the podcast. What else have we got going on around the world? We've got these two. Yes, we've got these two. Amado Friesreich, Tati Franz. They're now on the same team, the Future Fly team, and they've got a new board coming out called the Tomado. I was going to say tomato then, but the Tomado. Yes, the Tati and Amado freestyle board. But I don't know what board this is. Maybe it's a test board, but they've had some waves over in Bonaire and they've been sending it. Yeah, those two make a good team, and it looks like they're enjoying it as well. So they're going to have a good time together. I can't think of a better pairing, really. So I think Future Fly have done really well there. Another two who you've probably never heard of before are these two. Jürgen and Alexander. They're in the mid-50s. I think Alexander said he weighs about 90 kilos. Maybe Jürgen's a little bit heavier. And they've had their old tandem out. Yeah, this is an old Lechner tandem. He says it's 6.5 metres. Yeah, and they've been having like 12.5 metre sails on there, 8.5 metre sails, twos up. They've been using it as a taxi, give their mate a lift. Yeah. And that was in Germany. And then they actually went to Lake Garda and they got the F2 tandem out. The problem with that is the boys were a little bit heavy for it and they were sinking it a bit, but they did manage to get it up and going. So there you go. That looked pretty, a lot of fun. And they're watching the channel, so all right to the boys. But talking of tandems, we're going to get tandems to a new level. You've seen the Kai Lenny Ricardo Campello version. Well, check out this from Belgium. Yeah, Carol Martins and Fabrice Devos are back, and they're back. Not on separate. Like last week, we featured them walking in the snow and sailing in the cold. This week, they're having a right laugh on the blow-up tandem. Look at the speed that thing goes up to. That's impressive. It is planing at high speeds. It looks a hell of a lot of fun. It made me think, I know they're expensive, but it'd be amazing to have one and take people for joyrides, because if you can get up to that speed on it, it would be an absolute ball. I think we might be seeing more of that, especially in the waves. I think that's a classic, absolute classic. So good job, boys. Real fun video there. And talking of fun videos, I did promise you last week I'd show you a bit more from Anton Payne. What a name, Anton Payne. And I tell you what, he definitely brings the pain.
Oh, that looks painful.
Yes, that looks painful. One-handed cheese roll flat on the back. Ooh. No pain, no gain, man. No pain, no gain. And he is a charger, I have to say. This is obviously Coronation Beach in Western Australia, and I do like this place. Probably one of my favourite places to sail. Can you tell I'm a little bit jealous? But it looks like they're having a great time. Obviously, Western Australia is business as usual. Very hard to get in, but if you're in, you're having a lovely old time. And they've been scoring. I just got a video sent, like an uncut version, and there's 360s, 360 attempts on there. There's some amazing store forwards. His forwards have improved a lot. There's the push loops, although a few of them looking a bit scary. yeah. There's a few great bails on there. And then I think there's a lovely rocket at the end. You can't beat a good old rocket. Yeah, and then finishes up with probably the best ever duck dive. Yes, I did say duck dive. Well, okay, not your usual traditional duck dive, but it's definitely a duck dive. What a beauty. What a beauty. And talking of beauties, the channel has got a new sponsor. The SavantShop.com. Yes, these lovely fellas from the UK. I think they run one of the biggest Savant shops in Europe. Pretty cool. Rung me up and said, Ben, we want to support the channel. I said, do you? They said, yes. I said, all right, sold. But they said, you know what? We also want to give the community something, the guys that support you. So they are giving us a sale to give away. The rumour is a Savant S1 5.6. That's the rumours, to be confirmed. So if you've supported the channel in the last 12 months, chipped in some beer money, you will go into the prize draw. Every £10 you donated, you will get essentially a raffle ticket. It's just a free prize draw. So if you put 50 quid in, you will have 5 raffle tickets, 80, 8 raffle tickets, 20, 2 raffle tickets, and all those will go in. I draw it out, someone wins a sale. We've given away loads of prizes so far. Glenn, Stroppo, he won a hat. Yes. We also had Jean-Baptiste. He got a T-shirt. So I had a few little pictures come through of a couple of the other prizes. And we're also giving away a simmer sale. That's coming up, but it's not in stock yet, so I can't do that draw. So massive thanks to everyone supporting the channel. If you support now, it's not too late. So send in your support. So cheers to the SavantShop.com. Okay, right, let's get back to the action. We're going to talk push loops. Yes, I'm not laughing because that is painful, and that is Will. Now, Will, we featured him the other week doing his forwards, got his first forwards, and a few little tips he'd heard on the channel was what kind of got him over the line. So I'm going to do my best to do a bit of Send It Academy. Yeah, Send It Academy coaching. If you're not on the mailing list, get on the website, add your name onto the Send It Academy mailing list, because when we kick off the coaching again, you want to be involved, trust me. It's all for the senders out there, for the senders. So we're going to talk push loops. And we sent me quite a few. In fact, I'm just going to play the montage. Man, there is some great things to look at in that montage. Just absolute amazing commitment, Will. I absolutely love it. Number one reason, the facial expressions. You can see he wants it. You know when someone wants it, they've got their face on, they're gonna do it. That's good. But there is a few little, not technical issues, but I think a few issues we can maybe help out with. So there's a couple of ways of doing a push loop. There's the way where basically you go up, you rotate, and then you sort of sheet out, which stops the rotation, and you kind of end up a little bit into wind. And there's the one where you go up inverted and you push out, and the sail back winds, and then you hold up your body weight, and then it levels out. So there's two different ways. When you're learning, I definitely find the easier way is the up and spin and stop. And then you can kind of get back from that. The worst thing you can do when you're learning is go up, kind of throw your head back, stall it totally, end up on top of your kit, and you just drop on top of it, put your knee through the sail or your chest on the boom or something like that, and then it puts you off doing push loops for ages. So a little bit of over rotation is not a problem. Now, in a lot of those push loops, there's too much over rotation. Now, that is the case of having too much power in the clew of the sail and not getting rid of it. So I would say the easiest way to combat that is to move your backhand further forward, which will help the sail open. And you want to rotate on the inside of your shoulder. So what it looks like is, well, you're going up for almost like a backy with a lot of power, and then when you're coming over the top, the wind's catching the clew, and you cannot physically get that sail out quick enough to get rid of the power. And what happens is you accelerate and it just pulls you around. And with that, if you've got your hand on the boom, you end up at the back of the clew. You smash your ear, you smash your head. If you hook in, like the one, you end up on the boom because you cannot get that power out. So you need to get there's a timing point where if you open up too early, you will under-rotate. If you open up too late, you can't get rid of the power because the power's already pulling you. So it is a timing issue, but if you put your hands together, the wind can kind of blow it open and you're not resisting the power. Does that make sense? Like, soon as it blows open, if you hold the power, and then you get sent towards the back of the sail, and then it's game over. So you need to be nearer the mast and let the sail open. In the early push loops, I'm talking, like I said, it's a lot to talk about, and it is very person specific. You know, you can give an overall push loop guide, but coaching is definitely a one-to-one thing. It's much easier to go, okay, this is your problem, this is what you're doing wrong. But the commitment is there. When you've got commitment like that, you will be an easy guy to teach a push loop too. Now, I know I'm speaking to Will here, but there'll be a lot of other people out there who may be in the same boat. So I hope you can kind of resonate with that. Maybe I'll do a video about push loops, and I could use his as some examples and I can talk through them on the computer. Very difficult without seeing them off the top of my head. But from when I watched, that is definitely what I remembered. I will say there's also one, if you pull in your front hand and try and spin too quickly, the mast can hit the top of the wave, and even if it just touches it, it stops that momentum. And you need that momentum, like I say, especially when you're in your first push loops, to spin you round. There you go. Not loads of tips in there, but there's maybe a few. Maybe one of you go, oh yeah, actually maybe that makes a bit of sense. There we go. And we are going to finish with my favourite clip of the week. No doubt about it, this will make you smile. Yes. Are you smiling? I know you're smiling. That just brings a massive grin to my face when I open up the email. 6 years old. Six. She is absolutely sending it. This is Melanie Cluppers. Remember that name. A mom said, Miriam said she was just absolutely hooked this summer. She's in the harness, she's in the foot straps, just full send, sailing all day till her hands bled. 6 years old. Whatever, I hear all this talk about, future windsurf's dying. From what I'm seeing, there is some absolute senders out there and coming fast. Absolutely brilliant to see. There we go. That is it for another episode of Send It Sunday. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And just remember, there's one rule that no matter where you are in the world, don't forget to send it. Don't worry, we'll be back with It's Frickin' Freezing Mr. Bigglesworth next week. I have loads of people sending me some amazing stuff, but I needed a bit more time to put it all together. Just like to thank the new members. Legends, absolute legends, and they will be entered into those prize draws for that Severn sale, the Simmer sale, plus plenty more Windsurfing TV hats, which I've just been told are en route. I don't know how long that takes here in Portugal. It probably means it's a couple of weeks away, but we will be having a fresh stock of them. Let's hope they've come out well. And there might be some T-shirts and hoodies at some point. So stay tuned to the channel. Give us a thumbs up like if you liked it. And make sure you check out the podcast. Martin Braddon this week, I think, is going to be an absolute belter.